In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Question everything.
Trust nothing.
It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader, here on a lovely, I was going to say beautiful, but I always say beautiful, so we're going with lovely. Fact Friday. And we got big facts to share with you. No facts given. We got big facts to share with every single one of you. If you guys are not in the Discord, make sure you get in the Discord. We're going to talk about it here in a little bit, but there's some big things happening in the Discord. I think some of the people are in here know what time it is, so we'll get into that here in just a little bit, but make sure that you're in there. Smash the likes, be following us on all of our socials. If you could, I'm gonna actually pull this. Oh no, you know what, we'll pull that up after we look at the charts. Yeah, so do your thing, guys. Something fun Miguel, I was thinking about this. What if at the start of the show, just kind of break the ice while people are kind of warming up? What if we did a little would you rather? So we're going to try this tonight. I'm going to start off with a would you rather, right? I get to pick it tonight. You can pick tomorrow, right? Here's mine for tonight. And you got to answer it, right? And then tomorrow we can flip-flop. All right. So, and Crypto fam, if you guys like this, drop a 1 in the chat. If you hate it, drop a 2. Trying to have a little fun to start the show. So Miguel, would you rather be stuck with Cheeto fingers? I saw somebody talking about Cheetos earlier. This is what reminded me of this. Would you rather be stuck with Cheeto fingers for your entire life, or you always have an itchy butthole?
Dude, so that's a tough one. But I'm going to go with the itchy butthole just for the simple fact that if you have Cheeto fingers for the rest of your life, one of the biggest problems is getting dressed. Everywhere you go, the clothes you put on are going to be filled with Cheetos, right?
Yeah.
If you're in bed, the bed is going to be full of Cheetos. Everything is going to be Cheeto affected. Everything you touch, right? Instead of everything you touch turns to crap, everything you touch will be stained with Cheetos. So that's going to be a big problem. So I think the itchy butthole will be more manageable and less effective to my entire environment.
Okay.
Environment friendly, bro. Environment friendly.
I'm hoping we get a bunch of 1s in the chat. Hopefully you guys like that. We're going to try to start off the show like that. If you guys enjoy that, drop a 1, drop a 2 if you guys are saying, come on, get back to crypto. So let's take a look at the markets. Let's see what's going on. Welcome, chat. Again, Friday night. Happy to have you guys here. All right. So the global cryptocurrency market cap is, drum roll please, 1.16 trillion with the T dollars. That's up 0.63%. We got Bitcoin up over 24 at 24,173 and ETH at 1952. That's looking beautiful. Let's keep going. We're up almost 13.5% on the week. We got some stable coins in there as always. BNB still hanging around that 325 number at 327. XRP doing a whole lot of nothing recently at 37 cents. Cardano, I think, listen, top 10. Again, we're here for entertainment purposes, but I think one of the there's 2 assets in the top 10 right now that I have my eye on. More Cardano, and number 10, Polkadot. We talked about Polkadot on Around the Blockchain tonight, and the ability to communicate chain to chain is going to be massive. I think that Polkadot is something that I'm looking at, and Cardano at around 50 cents, I think long term is going to be a really good buy. But hey, what do I know? I've been around for a couple of years, but
I mean, Cardano's up like 24% on the month. Ethereum is up 76% in the last 30 days. And on one that I'm keeping an eye on, obviously this is never financial advice, is BNB. BNB is also up 42% on the month, and BNB has been a savage, right? They're one of the biggest exchanges out there that has never gone down, that's never had a big, massive issue like some of these other ones that have had issues this past bear market. So they're expanding into NFTs and also all these things. So I think BNB has a bright future. But it's one that I currently don't hold a lot of, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what, you actually hold a little bit more than you thought because the business holds a little bit. That's a whole nother story. But we had to convert some stuff to BNB at some point. So little did you know, you hold more than you thought because Debate Crypto holds some BNB. That's why I keep touching on it. I'm waiting for that baby to go, baby. Let's go. All right, cool. Let's check out a little TA, Miguelito. Enséñame. Show me what you got.
All right, let's do this. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting nonetheless. I've been telling you guys. All right, simple chart here. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but this hard line was massive resistance, as you guys can see. Back on the 8th, we broke above it. The following day, I believe this was Wednesday, we dropped right back down, broke below it. Next day, right back up, right? CPI numbers came out, and we started to have a massive move between the last 2 days, going all the way up to about 24.8. We came back down, massive resistance there. We came back down, and then now we're pushing again. So, we could stay above here. I don't think these levels are sustainable for too long. But, man, I mean, look at the VWAP. The VWAP came back up. The money finally turned to green on the daily. Look how many days we've been talking about this money flow just being dead. It's coming right back up, right? It turned green for the first time in a long time. And this could be an indicator, maybe caused by, the whole situation with BlackRock and offering a private Bitcoin ETF. But we will be covering more about that later in the show.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see what happens and comes from that. There is a lot happening in the background. That's why we're going to get. Hey, listen, tonight I'm letting everybody know we're going to be emotional, right? We've got some big things on the chest because things are getting ugly in the crypto space, and I am looking forward to talking about it. But before we do that, we've been talking about Danger Close Alpha. Let me pull something. I want to pull two things up. First of all, make sure that you guys are following us, okay? On Twitter, right? I'm going to show you right here. Maybe not. That's definitely not what I can show you that. First of all, we'll start with that. We got 11.3 volume on Danger Close Alpha from the free mint. We got 221 owners at that 11.3 volume. So let's keep going with that, guys. Just remember, anybody that is not what I meant to pull up, but anybody that buys through the end of this week is eligible. We've got some merch to give away. So make sure if you bought on the secondary market or if you were thinking about it and now you want to, I'm telling you, there's some dope merch in the merch store. So make sure that you guys check that out. But what I actually meant to show was the Twitters. So here is our Twitter profile. I've got 1,090 followers, trying to get that number up. So please at Danger Close Alf without the A, because apparently
we actually have 1,208.
Oh, yeah, we're following 1,090 people. Okay, we got 1,208. Very well. That's even better. But we want to get that up from there as well. But check this out. Okay, so there's some big things happening in the – let me zoom in here. There's some big things happening within the ecosystem, okay? I'm going to scroll down a little bit. It says DCA has been able to recruit an informant from the fold. This will bring us valuable intel. Okay, I'm going to give you the backstory in just a second. But then this tweet says the DCA movement has intercepted a secret transmission from the fold. The transmission was encrypted. The message said COMBBB. First to decipher this message will receive a massive reward. Good luck, DCA members. So what I want to throw out there, guys, is if you're not already part of the movement is a real thing. We are bringing the prepper community together with the crypto community. However, there is a backstory that we have written that is 100 years after George Orwell's 1984, and it talks about some of the scary things that are happening literally right now and moving forward from here. So with that story being involved, we're trying to have a bunch of fun in the Discord and reward people for figuring some things out. We've got like some ciphers, just some different codes that we're going to be doing. The community has no idea what's coming because there's big things coming. Even from that, when that gets decrypted, when that gets, whatever they're able to do with that, I'm telling you, people are going to be like, let's go. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited about it.
People have been having a blast with it, right? We have a DCA informant. We have somebody on the inside with the fold releasing information to the people in our Discord. And people have been having a great time with that. That is not being controlled by either Nick or I. We do not have the answers to the I know people have been asking, but we do not have the answer ourselves. So we're waiting for one of you guys to solve it so that we can know what it is. It's actually being handled by a story leader. So we actually don't know what it is.
And I want to tell you, somebody in here used ASCII code, I believe, to come up with an answer. And all I have to say is like that. Listen, dedication. I'm telling you what, let's freaking go. Listen, all of our dorky friends, let's go. Using ASCII code to try to figure something out.
IP addresses, all kinds of stuff, dude.
Crazy, crazy intelligent. You guys are fantastic. So with that being said, let's get into it. Make sure to smash the likes, guys. We've got about 25 people in here right now. I'm hoping we have at least 25 likes. So what's going on out here? Let's start off. Listen, before we get into the privacy stuff, let's talk about BlackRock real quick. They own half the 3/4 of the world anyway, so let's talk about them real quick. BlackRock launches Spot Bitcoin Private Trust. Let me read that again. BlackRock launches Spot Bitcoin Private Trust. The $10 trillion asset manager said it's also exploring permission blockchain, stablecoin, crypto assets, and tokenization. Okay. So BlackRock has launched a Spot Bitcoin Private Trust to give its U.S.-based institutional clients direct exposure to the world's most popular cryptocurrency. The firm said that despite recent market turbulence, it's still seeing, quote, substantial interest from some of the institutional clients in accessing crypto markets, excuse me, through its technology. The news comes on the heels of yet another announcement last week that BlackRock would give users on its Aladdin asset management platform access to Coinbase Prime. So, Miguel, before you tell me all about this, we're going to say hello real quick to the hardware wallet woman herself. Hi, baby. I haven't seen you all day. Hey. Hi, you coming on the show? You going to tell everybody, get your ledger. If you guys aren't being your own bank, little Addison here wants to remind you to be your own bank. Use your ledger code down below the stream. That, my friends, is actually I gotta break the news to you. That's not her saying hello to you guys. That's her saying mommy milk. That is a sign language for milk. I love you.
Yeah, that she's reminding everybody, don't let BlackRock take all your Bitcoin. Don't let BlackRock be the custodial of your Bitcoin. Keep that safe in your own hardware wallets. Be your own bank.
So Miguel, when I reread the headline on that, it said private. So who are they allowing get involved in this trust?
The fold. Right. So if you've been paying attention to our project, the fold are the people that are going to be allowed into this. Right. It's going to be the elites. It's going to be the people that have got the money, the people that are part of a club that you are not welcomed in, that you do not see, that you do not get invited to those dinner parties. Right. Those are the people. Aladdin. Right. If you go back to the Disney movie, Aladdin wasn't just some random broke person. He had money. Right. Because when he was broke, ain't nobody inviting him to the castle. The minute he had money, it was come right on in, join us for dinner. Right. So unless you got Aladdin money, you ain't going to the party. So Coinbase Prime is definitely going to be something that, BlackRock is getting involved in because they're trying to sell people with money Bitcoin. They're trying to get you to sell your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for the low right now during the bear market.
For the low. I got that Bitcoin for the low, son. Miguel's talking like I used to talk now, for the low. So I agree, Miguel. As you always say, 100%. I freaking agree with you. I think that it's just like anything else in the world that we live in right now. These massive institutions are interested in helping the other people that are sitting at the same table as them, sitting at the dinner parties, having the discussions, having the conversations, because you are too stupid to be able to handle your own money and be able to get involved in something like this. You're just not there yet. Maybe someday. And dude, it is demeaning. It's irritating is what it is. It's like, crazy, hey, listen, there's a lot of really smart people that are not like institutional investors that do really well in these markets. So, wah. All right, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. Let's talk about some privacy. Make sure you guys smash the likes if you haven't already. And be
about to get spicy.
Discord. It is about to get super spicy. So let's talk about the Dutch police first. That'll kind of lead us in there. Dutch police arrest alleged Tornado Cash developer. More arrests not ruled out. Financial crimes, says the Financial Crimes Unit. A suspected developer of Ethereum mixing service Tornado Cash has been arrested in the Netherlands, with more arrests, quote, not ruled out. The Netherlands Crime Agency, FIOD, announced it had arrested a suspected developer of Tornado Cash, the Ethereum-centric mixing service sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury earlier this week. On Wednesday, August 10th, the FIOD arrested a 29-year-old man in Amsterdam. He was suspected of involvement in concealing criminal financial flows and facilitating money laundering through the mixing of cryptocurrencies through the decentralized Ethereum mixing service Tornado Cash, the agency said in a statement. Miguel, what's the problem with this? He is suspected of involvement in concealing criminal financial flows and facilitating. Concealing and facilitating. What's the first problem with this?
First problem with this is that every car manufacturer in history in America and around the world has facilitated everybody with a weapon to mass murder a bunch of people. All you got to do is drive off the road and run over 10 people. Boom.
That's right.
That's it. It's over. Right? Yep. So any item, any object, any tool can be used for wrong purposes. The person facilitating giving you this item is not giving you this item so you go do bad things with it, right? Yeah. It's doing it, in this case, for privacy reasons. Hey, just because you're doing something in private does not mean it's an illicit activity. And that's where they want to spin the story to. If you are hiding any money transactions, it's because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're a criminal. And that's exactly what they want to criminalize and demonize privacy and scare people away from it so that they can always watch you and watch everything you're doing, because that's what they want. Surveillance and control.
Yeah, Miguel, you mentioned something about that every vehicle manufacturer should be, you know, be able to be found guilty of murder because people have died in car accidents, right? Well, that, as crazy as that sounds, and I know people in the chat probably laughed when Miguel said that, like, well, that's a ridiculous idea. Well, I want to throw out there, I don't remember the number on the bill, but there's a bill either in the House or the Senate right now, that would allow the firearms manufacturers to be found guilty of crimes like murder if their firearm was used in a murder, right? That is, I don't care whether you're I don't care if you're pro firearm or not. Are we going to go after the utensil manufacturers soon for people having heart attacks, right? Because they facilitated the spoon or the fork going through food into somebody's mouth. They wouldn't stop eating. They then have cholesterol. They have a heart attack. Now spoons and forks, you're on the chopping block. No pun intended. It's ridiculous. Where does it end? That's my problem, right? You're arresting this man, a 29-year-old, probably did very well from making this open source code, right? You're arresting this man for innovation. You're arresting this man for, and I like how you said it earlier, Miguel. I talked about it tonight on Around the Blockchain, free speech. And I want you to talk about that, Miguel. Why did you say to me in a text message, code is free speech? Well, explain that.
Dude, code is nothing more than, it's like you're writing a story. That's what it is, right? You're writing a book. You're writing a set of instructions. It is in, most of it is in plain English. You can read the code if you just need to understand what it's doing. But that's what it is, and it's expressing a certain thing. It creates something. It's like people going to jail for art, right? Because their art is expressing something that the government apparently doesn't like. It is a wild idea that if people start to think, that makes absolutely no sense. It makes sense for people going to prison for code. Why is it that Mark Zuckerberg is not in prison right now when he's using his platform to sway elections? And it's proven. Cambridge Analytica documentary, go look at it, right? Go figure out what it is that they go and they're doing with Facebook. That's code. It's being used for illicit activities, for things that literally are swaying an entire nation outcome. But nobody bats an eye at that. No, that's okay. Oh, it's just the individual people can't be empowered. But meanwhile, the power stays concentrated at the top. It's okay if you distribute power to the people. That's a big no-no.
Yeah, I also think that handcuff manufacturers should definitely be guilty of human trafficking because people have been handcuffed and, you know, taken places against their will. So they're definitely on. I mean, listen, we got a lot of people we need to line up, Miguel. You know, people have drowned in swimming pools. Whoever created water, that guy, hey, listen, he's got to go, right? He is in trouble. We can't have people drowning. That's it. They got to go. And I know I'm being ridiculous, but it's genuinely is that ridiculous, because if we start there, there's no end in sight. And this is the world that people are voting for right now. This is the world. I don't think there will be midterms, but this is where we are. And I'm praying for a better outcome. So check this out. It goes even further. Tornado DAO grapples with arrests as Discord governance forum go dark. Before the governance forum was taken down, the community approved a proposal to switch to a 4 of 6 multi-sig or multi-signature on its $22 million treasury. So basically, the Discord server and Tornado DAO governance forum linked to the recently sanctioned crypto mixing service called Tornado Cash appeared to have been disabled. What is this saying, guys? This is saying that the Discord server, I'm not even going to dive into this really any further. The Discord server, right, was taken down of Tornado Cash. They just
and was the DAO taken down as well? Did I say the DAO was taken down as well?
Actually, hold on one second. Let me see. Did I share this? Let me share this again. Hold on. Let me look. Maybe I do need to read further. I talked about what Tornado Cash is. Let me see here. Tensions within the industry confirmed that, okay, he was arrested. He was expected. And okay, I'm trying to see if members of Tornado Cash DAO, which organize through Discord, are now grappling with how to keep the project alive. But a link to the Discord server accessed through Google Chrome on desktop now leads to an invalid invite error message. If it's been deleted, it's the latest move in escalating crackdown on the project. Meanwhile, the forum that Tornado DAO members used to discuss and govern the project also seems to have been taken down. A link that used to lead the proposal where the DAO members were discussing ways to potentially salvage the project earlier this week now returns an error message. So now, whether they've gone dark or whether this actually has just been flat out taken down, I don't know. But it's a scary time that we are living in when you have, think about, okay, check this out, guys. I'm gonna put this in relation to DCA. So we openly in DCA talk about freedom of speech. We talk about Second Amendment rights. We talk about being your own bank. We talk about privacy. We talk about all of these things, okay? And we should be able to, right? There's no problem with that. However, what happens if the next thing you know, you see Miguel and I in handcuffs because we are promoting something that the government does not like? That is where we are headed, right? We're not promoting anything dangerous in our eyes. We're promoting freedom of speech. Yep, freedom all the way around. But if the government doesn't agree, well, then you better watch out. You're in trouble. And so where does it end? The reason I'm so emotional about it, the reason I'm so fired up, and so is Miguel, is because I don't see an end in sight. We live in a world right now where people are able to basically claim that, it's rainbows and butterflies outside when we know it's hailing and sleeting and snowing, right?
Yep.
And that is just not real life. And I feel like the government now is living in that same world. Make up whatever definition you want. Tell us how you want it to be viewed, and then we'll spin it that way, put it in the media, and package it out to all the people to gobble up as news.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and just how you mentioned earlier, right, about the whole firearms thing, and somebody just said it in the comment as well. IRS, right, came out hiring 87,000 IRS agents to come knocking down your door to use deadly force if needed to execute any warrants, any searches, whatever. Yep. But at the same time, right, there's a bill to try to take people's firearms away, and there's the whole movement that, hey, guns are evil, guns are too dangerous, you people shouldn't be having them, yada yada. But on the flip side, we're going to be building an army over here that we're going to be arming with taxpayer money. But don't pay attention to this. Let's focus on how dangerous they are for you, not for us.
That's right. Rules for thee, but not for me. And that's what's actually happening here as we continue to look at this. And it's getting wild. It's getting out of control. Guys, just quick break. Make sure that you jump into the Discord. Make sure you smash the likes. I know we say it a lot, but I think a lot of times people get a little bit lazy. You just got to X out of the live chat, literally just X out of the live chat. Boom, hit the like. That's super important for the show as we continue to grow. Make sure you share this out. Tell your friends. Follow us on Twitter. Some of you aren't following us on TikTok. _CryptoKeeper, almost at 100K. BlockchainCrusader. Guys, make sure you're following us on all the socials. We really do appreciate it. So let's check this out. Decentralized or not, officials say Tornado Cash is responsible for illicit activity. Look at this picture, like, ooh.
Super hacker.
OFAC's decision suggests that all protocols are subject to the same compliance regulations. Okay. On Monday, the Treasury Department's decision to sanction a second crypto mixing service has sent blockchain enthusiasts and private chauvinists in an uproar this week. On Monday, Tornado Cash, or crypto, well, you guys know that happened, right? OFAC's designation of Tornado Cash is a crucial moment in the fight against cryptocurrency-based crime. A report from blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis said, for one thing, it's especially timely. More cryptocurrency is being stolen than ever. And in almost every hack we've observed this year, Tornado Cash has received at least some sort of stolen funds. The Treasury alleges that North Korea-sponsored hacking group Lazarus Group, which in March stole over $620 million in crypto from Ronin Bridge Protocol, attempted to conceal the origin of the funds with Tornado Cash. Chainalysis agrees. Lazarus Group is one of the biggest perpetrators of those hacks, Chainalysis said in its report. Soon after the Ronin Bridge theft, the hackers sent much of those funds to Tornado Cash in order to be laundered. Listen, let me ask this. I got a good idea, dude. Let's just gather up all of the cash money dollars in the world. Let's put them in a big pile. Let's pour gasoline like in Batman on them, and let's light them on fire, because ultimately it's being used to propagate crime. Somebody said earlier, hey, the U.S. government should be responsible for drug overdoses because they printed the dollars that paid for the drugs that people are using. And I agree. If that's where we're going to go, okay, let's go there. But I'm telling you what, nobody's going to be free. Nobody's going to be out on the streets doing anything of any substance. This just has to stop. And I don't know what we're going to be able to do to get it to stop, but people are going to have to stand up against convenience. Miguel talks about this a lot. Are going to have to stand up and say, listen, this might be inconvenient for me, but this is freaking wrong, and I'm going to stand up against it. Because listen, cryptocurrency is a movement, right? It is a technology, and it is the future. But it's not any of those three things if you just roll over and play dead the moment things get a little bit tough. That's not what we as American citizens do. We're supposed to have our freedoms. We're supposed to have our freedom of speech. We're supposed to have the power and the freedom to be able to bear arms. All of these things that we're trying to be silenced and shut down, we are supposed to have. And so I want to encourage people, don't let it stop now. We need to continue to press even harder now. Push on that gas pedal and let's freaking go.
Yeah, dude. Perfectly said. 100% agree, right? It's that, the resistance. You need to resist this. I've been telling you guys that a war on privacy coins, a war on privacy was coming. And apparently it got here faster than I thought it was going to get here. Here it is, right? They're going to be shutting down anything that's private because big money's getting involved. Regulations are coming, and they don't want none of that privacy. They don't want none of that distributed power among the little people, right? They need to consume all the power. They need to know absolutely everything that's happening at all times. And when something doesn't happen the way they want it to, one of those 87,000 agents with all their friends are going to be knocking on your door to get that tax money, right? Wealth confiscation, like Bill Noble was saying the other day on the channel. So the war on privacy is here. Literally, Nancy Pelosi came out the other day on an interview talking about how China is one of the freest countries in the world. Freest country. They are literally one of the largest surveillance countries out and about, with I don't know how many cameras per freaking square inch of mile around that entire country. Absolutely. They don't even need cops roaming the streets because everything is captured on a camera. That doesn't come from me. That literally comes from a conversation I had with a co-worker of mine back in the day that is Chinese, that was on a working visa here in America, said you literally don't have to worry about crime or cops happening because being around, because they're watching crime through all the cameras. And if it's something like a fractional thing, they'll just literally send you a ticket directly to your mail. And if it's something more hardcore, they just knock on your door. Hey, 2 days ago, you did such and such. We're here to collect. Let's go. Let's get out of here. So, so that's where they were pushing it, but that's where they're headed. They want us, the freest country in the world, to be even freer, just like China is, and have more surveillance for your safety, right? Korean hackers stole $620 million. So now we're here to help you guys. You guys are obviously in need of help. You can't manage the money. It's not safe. We're trying to keep you safe. Give us custody. Allow us to surveillance absolutely everything. You don't need privacy. You just need more safety.
Yeah, and isn't it interesting? We are in a crisis unlike anything we've ever seen as it relates to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is crumbling before our eyes. And why? Well, because of inflation, because of things that we have done with the job market, right? Because of how many people we laid off for this fog around the world that they convinced everybody was the real deal. There's a lot that happened that propagated where we're at now, right? We have gas prices higher than ever. We have wars between countries that should not be going on, or questionable what's actually happening. Money disappearing by the hundreds of billions of dollars. I said that right, hundreds of billions of dollars. It is absolutely disgusting, the way that our money is, flipped around. You want to know why it is, though? Think about it this way. Every time you walk out the door to go to the store, no matter what you got to do, you're going to buy a car, turn the printer on before you leave. You're going to you're going to the Gucci store, turn the printer on before you leave. You're going to the grocery store, turn the printer on before you leave. And what's happening is turning the printer on too much has created, oh, you mean we have trillions more dollars in circulation? Oh, wait a minute, that's a problem? Get out of here. These economists are not stupid. They knew what they were doing. And so my question becomes, it's timed very interestingly. Is this okay, I said this to you earlier, Miguel. So make it easier for an invasion. That's absolutely true. There is a taped speech of Barack Obama talking about, once they have you arguing amongst yourselves, not knowing what's right, left, up, or down, not believing a single word from the police and not trusting our police force, not listening to anything on the news, and you don't trust our government, they have you exactly where they want you. Now, he at the time was talking about the Republicans, because you know how the two-party system works. Just tell everybody else that the other party is the devil, right? But all that being said, if that was for one side, it can be for the other and anything in between, right? What have we created now? We have created just that. Nobody trusts the police force. I mean, it's a big thing, right? That's a whole thing. We've created division from left, right, old, young, gay, straight, white, black, you name it. We've got division all over the world. We talk about that all of the time. We have got a confusing media that is sending out messages of straight propaganda that is actually propaganda, so nobody knows what to believe. We have pandemics that you should have put an L in there to make it plandemic. Okay, so these things are happening in real life, and people are confused. People are hurt. People are scared. I have a 14-month-old daughter that I shudder to think what they're going to teach her in school if I send her to school. I never thought I'd be somebody that would talk about homeschooling, because I feel like sheltering children might also do kind of the opposite from trying to shelter them too much. But man, the things that are being taught in school and pushed upon children right now is out of line. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm praying about it a lot. There's a lot of just questions in my mind too, as to where are we going? What are we going to do?
100% right. I'm on the same level, right? I'm from the streets. I was born in the streets, right? Went to public school, this stuff, right? Saw all the craziness, but whatever. It was fine. I was like, public school. Hey, you make it or you don't. Tough skin, right? But you got to give over it. But nowadays, with the level of things that are being pushed in schools, it's scary. And my wife and I are talking about the same thing, right? My wife was very against homeschooling. I've been talking about it for a few years now, way before the baby even got here, because I've been paying attention to what's happening. She hasn't. She's recently been paying attention and seeing what's happening now, because some of her friends are teachers, and she's like, holy crap, like, we got to do something. So it's a crazy world. That's why we talk about getting prepared. That's right. That's the only thing we can do right now, right? How do you resist? You get prepared for what's coming. You get educated at what's coming. Information is key, right? And that's more than just what I just said there. If you guys are in the Discord and you're paying attention, the informant also told everybody that information is the key. So keep an eye on that if you're trying to figure out the cipher. Remember, only one, the first that gets the cipher, gets the reward. So maybe the kings might be a little greedy on information. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So
yeah, they're so on kind of finishing off what you're saying there. We have gotten away from the family structure, right? We've gotten to a place where even men and women are basically, you have the feminist movement, you have the chauvinist, like you have even just
extremes of everything. Everything's in an extreme state of something. Either an extreme feminist or you're an extreme like Andrew Tate situation. We're talking about putting body counts on people's foreheads, and that will solve like 99% of the problems in the world, right? So you have extreme everything. You have there's no more middle ground, right? There's no more I'm in the middle, and I sometimes vote Republican, other times I vote Democrat. And that was the majority of times when it comes to politics. You just focus on the middle. There is no more middle. You're either far right or you're far left. You're a crazy liberal or you're a neo-Nazi. There's no middle people anymore. It's one or the other, and the two hate each other. There's no more agreements. There's no more discussions. There's none of that, dude. There's no coming together. It's just pick a side and fight to the end.
Yeah, and I don't know that I hate the fact that it's got, because what you just said is really right? It says pick a side, right? Pick a side. I don't want us to be able to have to pick a side, right? I want us to be in a position where we can say, hey, listen, people are standing up for their beliefs. We are back to the family unit, family structure, and moving back in that direction. I think that if we're able to get back to that and putting family first, we can move back in the right direction. But for right now, it's every man and woman for themselves. Everybody else is bad if they don't believe like I do. Oh, you're going to say something different than I am. Shut you up. Censored. You hurt my feelings. And so, yeah, yes, we're a crypto-centric channel, but we talk about all these things because they affect your crypto bags. They affect my crypto holdings, and they affect our families. And we're the reason that we have DCA, which I'm about to do the prepping tip today. The reason that we are doing DCA is because we are in a state of confusion right now. And people, one of the things that they can do is to get themselves prepared, right? Make some simple decisions to at least just have themselves in a better position than they were yesterday or the day before for their family. And I think that's really important. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, make sure you jump in there too. So let's do a quick little prepping tip here today. Prepping means you should always be ready to learn. It's often said that knowledge is power, and it's especially true in the world of readiness. Keep an open mind and try to learn more every day. Just because someone has the view that opposes yours does not mean that there is nothing you can learn from them. In fact, I find that often I often learn the most from people with different viewpoints than me. Even if a disaster does strike, you can and should continue to learn from your successes and especially from your failures. I just want to read that one part again. Just because someone has a different viewpoint and they oppose yours does not mean that there's nothing that you can learn from them. I pulled that prepper tip up today because that's what we've been talking about. And so I want to encourage you, learn something today. Figure out something that works for you and your family. Doesn't matter if they think politically like you do. Freaking learn something. Do something for yourselves.
So. Do something for this world. Go learn something from a liberal or some kind of environmental hippie that you'll never know. You might learn a thing or two.
Hey, you might learn a thing or two, so make sure you check it out. So Crypto Fam, we love you guys. We appreciate you for being here as always. Help us get to 1 million subs, right? We're almost there, right? I think we got about 7,700. We're right on the precipice of 1 million. Let's go. So DCA fam, we love you guys. We hope you have a wonderfully blessed evening. Enjoy the weekend. We will see you tomorrow night, 7:30 as always. So don't miss that. But just remember, question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl
like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.